All right, if you're watching this video, you probably already know your power rules of logs, your power rules of logs. So I'm gonna be using a lot of those throughout this process in solving this equation. So if you need any deeper understanding, go back and watch a previous video of mine where I kind of go over those rules with exponents and logarithms. If you are ready, let's get started. We're gonna solve an equation here. So first thing I need to know is I can take that 3 and I can bump it up here above the exponent, or as the exponent above my 2. Okay, so log base 3 of 2 times x minus 3 times log base 3 of 2 equals 0. All I'm going to change is this right here, and I'm going to rewrite it as log base 3 of 2 to the 3rd power. Okay, this is a power rule of logs. This is something that you can just adjust and change. You could also, if you needed it to go the other way, we could go from here and rewrite it like this. Okay, so now I have log base 3 of 2 times x minus log base 3 of 2 to the power of 3. Now I don't like looking at 2 to the power of 3 as we see it now. Let's just change that into an 8. 2 times 2 times 2 becomes 8. Bring everything else down. Log base 3 of 2 times x minus log base 3 of 8 equals 0. The next rule you need to understand is subtracting logs. So if we have log base 3, we can now take 2x, and if we're subtracting, we actually want to show this as division. So now what we have is log base 3 of 2x divided by 8. The division rule says 2x divided by 8 equals 0. Okay, my next step is writing this in exponential form. Okay, so what I'm going to want to do is I'm going to write 2x over 8 is equal to, because this is log base 3, I can write that over on the other side as my base. So now what I have is 2x over 8 is equal to base 3 to the power of 0. Okay, I'm rewriting this in exponential form. Now that I have this equation, we can just start to simplify. 3 to the power of 0, anything to the power of 0, 2x over 8. Remember, this is 3 to the power of 0 right here. But we know anything to the power of 0, another exponent rule, equals 1. Okay, you should have learned that back in your algebra class, your first algebra class. Okay, now we need to solve this equation. This is just a two-step equation where we can multiply by the reciprocal. That's one option. Or I could just multiply times 8, cancels, times 8. I'm left with 2x equals 8 times 1, which is just 8, divided by 2, divided by 2. Final answer is x equals 4. Okay, so what are some of the things that we broke down into this, or some of the things that we did throughout the process? Okay, so power rule of logs. Again, power rule of logs, we just simplified 2 to the 3rd power. Okay, I then wrote it down as, here, this step from here to here, this is subtracting logs rule. Okay, subtracting logs, you're just going to take 2x and 8. When you're subtracting logs with the same base, you just write that as a fraction. Okay, numerator subtracting the denominator. All right, I then took this and wrote it in exponential form. We know that when we're saying log base 3, we can bring that over. Our answer being our exponent. That's what logs are. And then it's a matter of simplifying and solving. Okay, simplify 3 to the 0 power, turn it into 1. Eliminate the denominator. And inverse operate to get x isolated and all alone. Okay, so not the easiest stuff in the world, but the more and more you practice with these, the more and more you get the hang of them. I promise they will start to click and you'll start to get through these no problem, okay? Study hard and good luck on your upcoming test.